Welcome back, guys. Today I've got one of my favourite comedians, Benny Eggmolesse. How you going,
Yeah,
brother?
$10. There we go. I'm good, man.
I'm
I'm
going
good.
to edit it
Solid.
out, but Benny just taught me how to say his last name. How are you, brother?
Okay. I'm good, mate. Yeah, under the circumstances, surviving.
How you coping?
It's for me, we're a comedian. We're comedians, so the entertainment industry, which is all we're in,
Yeah,
has been hit pretty hard by this. So, like every comedian, we're out there trying to reinvent the wheel
yeah,
and
yeah,
figure out how to be funny in different ways and make money off of it.
yep.
In addition to that, got a few businesses on the side that I own, so small businesses. So just working out how they survive through this period has been a big part of the last few months for me.
Who's your mob?
Oh, yep. So my mum's side, Mawali Kurwali people, southeast Queensland, so around after the Diamantina River and all that.
All right.
Whitten area, all them mob. So that big river that flows through there, that's all my mum's people. Um, Up north there, on Barbara on my father's side, Atherton Tablelands up that way. So we're a little small joint up there. So
Yeah.
those are my two sort of lines there.
I read
Queensland all the
somewhere
way.
that you're Maori as well.
Yeah, I got married on my dad's side, so yeah, got a bit of Maori. Now I don't necessarily claim it unless I'm about to get bashed by a few Islanders. So yeah,
Kia
bro,
ora,
what are you,
brother.
bro? Yeah, yeah. So I've got Maori in me, but I don't know much about my Maori side, so I just claim blackfella, 100%.
From Mount Isa, live in Canberra. I've hit the box set here, the final member of the Curry Comedy Showcase. You're a runner-up in Deadly Funnies 2016.
Yep.
You've done comedy all over the country. What made you get into comedy?
You know, I think for me, writing was a fun thing for me to do, just write and writing about anything and everything. And then being funny, in our families and communities, we're all funny blackfellas. Blackfellas can tell the best stories.
Yeah,
We just know how to, and we have that sense of humour where, it can be so like terrible times, dark
yep,
times, and we'll still find humour in it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so for me, a lot of my non-Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander friends, they were all like, hey, um, you should do comedy, you're funny. And I thought, well, maybe. So I booked myself in to do a competition, and the audience gets to vote who's the funniest, and I just made sure that most of the audience were people I knew. So
Ah,
I won that one. That was nice. That was more like from Game of Thrones shit right there. I just packed the whole joint out with people I knew.
yeah.
From there, so the promoters that came up afterwards said, hey, man, you're actually pretty funny. So from there onwards, just got booked and booked and booked and didn't stop.
Awesome. 2016, Deadly Funny. You'd obviously done comedy before that.
Yeah, so leading up to that, probably a few years into comedy then, mostly around Sydney. So even though I live in Canberra, I've been here for about 2 years.
Yep.
Lived in Sydney, 13 years. So that was kind of comedy origins for me, working the circuit in Sydney.
Do you find a big difference between the Sydney crowd and the Canberra crowd?
Fucking huge, bro. Huge. Oh,
Yes.
man. Canberrans are so nice, hey? Like,
I
they
noticed
must,
that too. That's why I travel down to Canberra to do my comedy because
I
they're just
know,
brilliant.
man. They are just so nice, man. You could do the shittest joke, and they'll give you a courtesy laugh, man. Even though they're paid to be there, they'll be like, ha, ha, ha. Well done, son. We knew where you were headed with that one. You do it in Sydney, they will fucking eat you alive, mate. They will take your feelings and shit on it and give it back to you, and they'll just go,
Yeah,
terrible joke, mate. That was shit, mate. And there's something about Sydney comedy. You just need to be.
yeah.
I
You're
say,
gonna be hard. Yeah,
I said, unless you've ever done like came up in like Sydney or Melbourne, then you can't call yourself a unless you've worked the circuit, so you can't call yourself a comedian, man, because there's something about those two cities that takes your feelings and it just like gets rid of all those feelings.
Yeah.
And then you can really then do stand-up comedy, like, and not give a fuck what people think or say. You can actually then start really doing it.
Do you remember the first joke you said on stage?
Yes, I do. The first joke I ever did is, as I said, I'm an Aboriginal. And I said, I looked down to the front row and there was a white lady there, and I said, that's all right, love, your purse is still there. I said, I'm not that quick. You know what I mean? And that was kind of the first joke I ever ripped out. Yep.
You've played all over the country. Do you remember the weirdest place that you've played? Or the weirdest set? I heard of a group in Melbourne that while they're doing their comedy, there are people at the back of the room playing giant Jenga.
Jesus, yeah, that would distract me. There were two places that sit on the equals place, like the equals scale, right? One is a place in Tamworth, which I found out later on was like basically the shittest pub, one of the shittest pubs in like fucking New South Wales. I think it was the third most violent pub, and you know, like just some ridiculous title that it had. That was just
The
and like
Imperial?
you know, bro, you can tell like when you walk in and you see like 2-3 mullets. You know, normally you see one. You know, and that's my policy, bro. I don't fuck with pubs, man. I have a 1 mullet per kilometre radius, man. Like the next mullets need to be outside that for me to feel safe, bro. So. I walk in there and this policy, 3 mullets straight up. I'm like, fuck it, hate crime and T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know. So, and then I get up there and literally, man, because I'm an Aboriginal comedian, the promoter who set it up there, the white dudes all sat in the first 4 rows. Then there was 2 lines, 2 fucking empty rows of chairs, and the black fellas sat up the back, man. And some of them didn't even sit, stood up like this, and loved it, bro. They loved it, but it was like some Deliverance fucking Mississippi burning shit, bro, that I've ever seen, man. That was weird, man. And so that was one. And another one was an MC gig I did up in Newcastle, just outside of Newcastle, for the LGBTQI asterisk community. I don't know the acronym properly, sorry, but it's that community. And literally did MCing and stand-up comedy from about midday till around 11 o'clock at night. And throughout the day, we had, I was introducing acts like Miss Amber Dextrous and things like that. It was fabulous. We had a dude who just like kids and everything in there, man. Like he set a pole up in the middle of the stage, like I'm doing stand-up comedy. And this dude setting up like a stripper pole. he was one of the main acts. This dude just set it up, and I'm just like ripping jokes at him, like, put this pole up there. Next minute, he's like, you know, fucking walking it around this fucking pole while I'm ripping jokes, man, trying to practice. And I was just loving it, man. It was like, for me, that's comedy for me, where everything's just so shitty and mashed up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
like
doing comedy
surreal.
to a group of people who are just like drunk AF, so that was funny.
Have you had to deal with many hecklers?
Yeah, man, heaps. You know what? If you haven't been properly heckled, if you haven't put a heckler in their place, then you can't tell me you're a stand-up comedian. You just can't, man. Like,
yeah,
hecklers and stand-up comedians have this fucking arch nemesis, you know, He-Man, Skeletor fucking relationship, man. That will never, ever go away. It'll be there till the dawn of time, you know, like the end of time. So, yeah, bro, definitely.
and we're both looking forward to it.
Yeah, man, listen, real comedians go, fucking yes, I can't wait to chew this dude up. And but I've seen some good comedians get fucked up by some good hecklers, man. Like, it's beautiful to see. It's beautiful.
We do not invite hecklers. This is not a challenge.
No, fuck that shit, man. like they used to say that, hey guys, it's not, the promoters will get up or the MCs. It's not the culture of the place to for hecklers and that, and I was like, fuck off, man. How are these young bucks going to learn, man? How are they going to doubt themselves in their whole life existence if it wasn't for a heckler, man?
That's it. Yeah. We all live life being heckled non-stop. Who's your favourite comedian?
Oh, man, listen, probably at the top of the list, I can only go with ones that I've listened to time and time again. Dave Chappelle is my favourite writer.
Yep.
The way he structures his jokes are really, really clever. And he's one of the few comedians who can go and talk about subjects that generally are taboo for comedians right now.
Yeah.
And just rip it out and be funny. So I like him. But equally, there's a comedian called Mickey Flanagan. He's a Pommy comedian, a UK comedian, funny as hell. And Daniel Tosh is also another comedian I really like. He's a bit more crass and rude, but I like his style. And definitely, if he was still around today, he'd be the king, man. He would be the king, Patrice O'Neill. So,
all right, yeah.
Patrice O'Neill is just was so good at just throwing it back in your face, and these are comedians who, Mickey Flanagan, apart from Mickey Flanagan, they talk about real shit,
Yeah.
And they could approach age-old topics, but with a very fresh approach. That's good for me.
Who would you have play you in a movie?
Oh, shit. Look, I would only let...
I'm sure you get this question all the time.
Yeah, look, I would only let LeBron James play me. He would need to fucking put some chest hairs on and get shorter, but, it'd have to be LeBron James. I mean, I only expect the best. Him,
yeah, of course.
Fucking Brad Pitt's going to have to do blackface. I don't care. They're the only two fucking actors I have, so that's it.
If you could pick a superpower, what would it be?
Superpower, man, shit.
Do you have, apart from comedy, do you already have a superpower?
Prime parking superpower. It's and people think I'm fucking with them when I say it. They say, "Oh man, look, you should park here and we'll walk down." And nah, man, I'll drive right up there. They're like, bro, you'll never get a park. And I was like, you don't even fucking know me, man. You don't even know my superpowers. Because I'm prime time. I'm prime time. And when I get up there, man, word to your mother. There's always a fucking park, man. And I tell you, it's gotten to the point now in my career where people are like, hey, we'll go with prime time because he'll get a park. And so prime parking is my superpower, but I definitely would upgrade that to a McNuggets meal on demand.
Oh.
So no matter where I am, bro, I could be in the Sahara Desert. I'm just going to go nugget meal upside, boom, 10. Like pop, there it is. I'll give up my prime time for a nugget meal.
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
What are your hopes for the future?
Oh, man, jeez. This is deep now. To demonstrate to our mob how to change the system to work for us. And I've taken that approach with my 3 businesses, and I spoke to a friend early in my career, and he's a writer, and he's written on several movies, and I didn't know what I was doing in one situation, and I said, what do I do? And he goes, okay, he said, this is what's normal in the industry, and so you'll follow these rules, and that's X, Y, Z. But he said, but also take into consideration, you can pour petrol all over those rules, light them up and say, go fuck yourself and do whatever you want.
That's right.
He said, so there's your perimeters. Yeah. And that really helped me to open my mind with regards to being able to approach business structures, business relationships, projects, even, like making deals and negotiating contracts and just going, you know what, they're the rules, but fuck the rules. Do it this way. Does that benefit you? Benefits me? Great, let's do it. And all of my companies, they live off this motto of sustainability for our mob. If it is not benefiting our people and our mob, then we don't get involved. Full stop.
Well done.
So,
good on you, brother. Well done.
Yeah.
I love the attitude. That's great. Now, before I wrap up, I just got to ask people once again, please hit the subscribe button. If we get enough subscribers, I can pass that money on to my guests. It doesn't cost you anything, but it brings you good karma. Give it a thumbs up. Write a comment. Stay safe. Share your blessings. Benny Eggmolesse. Make sure after all this is finished, go and watch his show. He's very, very funny. He's one of my favourites. Before I let you go, mate, what is your favourite joke of all time?
Oh, man, come on. My favourite joke of all time was, I'll definitely say is an oldie, but gets me every time. How much are you allowed to swear on here?
Oh, as much as you want.
Definitely up there in my tops.
Benny Eggmolesse, thank you so much for your time. I know you're very busy at work, and I appreciate your time out. Thank you so much, brother. I can't wait to get back down to Canberra and have a chat with all you boys.
Cheers, brother. Bless it. Take care.
See you soon.
Peace.